Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had an opportunity to watch The Walking Dead's episode called The Grove, it aired tonight, March 16th, 2014. Stop listening now, major spoilers, here we go. After establishing a new shelter, the group considers things returning to the way they used to be. I don't really have anything to say about tonight, man, because I'm still trying to wrap my head around what happened. I didn't see it coming. I'm very, very upset, very, very frustrated, very sad, because one of my favorite characters on the show is now dead. And everything that happened was preventable. And you know what? I don't know. There's one, here. Let me just kind of calm down a little bit, because I got to breathe a little bit, you know? And I think that's one of the, I guess, the downsides of of recording this podcast right after I get done watching an episode of The Walking Dead. Let's talk about the episode first. The episode starts off with Lizzie in the front yard playing with a walker. And when I say playing, I mean like playing tag, running back and forth, you know, and not screaming like normal people would do. But she is, once again, she is laughing and giggling, and you hear the sound of this teapot going off, like the whistling of a teapot. You know, the louder that the whistle begins to sound, that means that the water is about to boil over, or it's becoming closer to the boiling point, okay? Then we get a little bit of information about, later on in the episode, we get a little information about how Mica understands Lizzie. She understands everything about Lizzie. She understands that she's really, and she even tells Carol this, she's really not into it. She's really not there. You have to treat her special. She's a very special person. And the way that I deal with her is this way. You know, she's like, Lizzie, look towards the flowers. Okay, here we go. Counting 1, 2, 3. So whenever Lizzie is having like this panic attack, which is not a panic attack, it's a crazy attack. It's a psycho, sick, twisted, sadistic, insane lunatic attack. Mica's there to kind of, you know, calm her down a little bit. And she's the calming mechanism in her life, but, you know, it seems that it's becoming more extreme. Everything, in order to kind of calm her down, Lizzie, you know, it comes to the extreme. You know, first it was, you know, naming the walkers. Then after that, it was saying that the walkers aren't dead, they're alive. Then after that, it was, you know, hey, don't shoot them, you know, they're going to be okay. And then taken to the next extreme is, you know, hey, let me see if I can just end my life now, because I want to show you, I want to prove that I understand these walkers. You know, I understand that they're something different. You don't understand them. So let me put my finger close to their mouths. Let me express how I would be a walker. Let me show you, you know, better than I can tell you, pretty much, you know. And it comes to the point where while Tyreese and Carol are out, I don't know, hunting for food, trying to do something that they shouldn't have been doing, Lizzie grabs a knife and she kills Mica. She's dead. She's dead. Little cute Mica. Mica that has the best lines in the entire series. If you go back and watch the entire series of The Walking Dead, there's only one other character that has awesome lines, and that would be Shane, and that would be T-Dog, and they're both dead. Well, now Mica joins that party too. I don't understand it, man. I just don't understand it, okay? It was like this, man. They arrived to this location, this, I guess you could say like a little area in the woods that has a nice cottage house, has a fence around it, barbed wire fence, really, you know, you feel protected. You feel really happy there. There's no walkers in sight, man. There's like a couple, I'd say maybe 10 to 12 walkers per day would come there. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the 40 to 50 to 100 that normally people would see, you know? And they're able to, you know, find deer, you know, because they're on this pecan ranch. And they can, they can go over there and they can pick pecans and they can eat off the land and you know, eat until their little stomachs are full. And for some reason, man, they get, you know, real relaxed, and even Tyreese starts talking like Sasha. He's like, you know, maybe we don't need to go to Terminus. Maybe we can stay here. We can, you know, make this a reality, you know. And you know what happens, man, in The Walking Dead. Every time that you get relaxed, every time that you think that you're, you know, oh, life is good now, life is back to normal, they're going to rip your face off. That's what's going to happen. And that's what happened tonight, man. I mean, I think I'm just, you know, I'm not really even reviewing this episode, man. And hopefully you guys didn't even click this, because, I mean, just listen to this if you're bored. That's why it says it in the, because it's just a frustrating episode, man. So this podcast, I don't even know where it's going, to be honest. I'm just, why would AMC do this? Why would they kill this little girl, man? What is the purpose of that? You know? And don't get me wrong, I understand, you know, some of that, you know, comic book source material, you know, and I think that they're trying to switch, you know, Lizzie, between Lizzie and Ben. I believe so. I mean, it seems that way, but I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I think, you know, this was you know, tonight's episode was kind of an opportunity for, you know, AMC to, you know, close a couple of plot holes, you know, move the story along. They needed to deal with, you know, Carol. She was back now. They wanted to deal with Carol and Tyreese. And all of the events of tonight brought closure to that situation. But it's just, you know, at what cost, man, you know? I wasn't ready to see her go. You know, I especially after tonight, man. Griselda Gunderson. Okay, listen to this, man. Mica, she found a doll inside this house. And she got so excited, man. You know, the joy on her face was just... It just made your heart, you know, just melt, man. She was so warm and cuddly and cute, you know, and you're just like, man, this girl's gonna be a good person, you know. She's taking care of her crazy sister, you know. She doesn't want to kill. She's the only sane little person on the show. She's like every other kid. Carl is a psycho. Beth is a psycho that sings. Lizzie, she's crazy, bat crazy, okay. But you have this little Mica, man, and, you know, I think that Mica would have actually influenced Judith, you know? She would have influenced her with her happiness. She was the only person, man, only person. I mean, even Maggie. Maggie's crazy, you know what I'm saying? She's crazy because she thinks that she lost her husband, and Sasha's nuts because she doesn't want to do anything that has to do with, like, not moving. She just wants to stay still, stay stagnant. All the little kids have no personalities, man, but Mica, she had a personality, man. Carl's just, you know, Carl's coming along now, but I'm saying, as far as Carl, how long Carl's been on the show, he hasn't been doing nothing, and Beth the same way. All she does is sing. But Mica had so much promise, man. She had so much... Tonight, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we mourn the loss of a great character, okay? That's what we do, man. You know? She brought out this doll, man. Let me go back to this doll, man. She brought out this doll. She goes into the room. She's like, look what I found. I'm going to name her Griselda Gunderson. And, you know, and you're sitting here like, what? Yeah, she runs out the room, man. Griselda Gunderson. and she's smiling, man. And then you get to the scene, man, where she's laying on the floor, covered in blood. There's a knife in Psycho Lizzie's hand. And, man, it's frustrating, man. You know, and I like Lizzie too, man. Don't get me wrong. I liked her because I think she's a very strong actress. You know, Carl couldn't have delivered this performance. Let's be real about that. Carl, Beth, none of them could deliver that performance that she did tonight, man. And she needs to be applauded for that, you know. They need to bring her on the show. She probably had to go to school or go to bed or something like that, but she couldn't be on Talking Dead for some reason. I don't understand that. They should have brought her character on The Talking Dead. That would have been awesome. Maybe they'll do it like next week or something like that. Or they probably will never bring her on there. Let's be honest, she's just too young because of all the stuff that they talk about there. But she definitely deserves some applaud, man, because she was excellent, man. I mean, you knew that she was crazy, man. Let me kind of give you guys an example, man, because, you know, I'm going to keep talking about this until I can get it out of my mind, and then I can go to sleep, okay? Here's what happened, man. The walker that Lizzie is playing with inside of the front yard. Carol's the one that's I guess you can say boiling the water. And she leaves it for a second, and she, comes back, and then she looks out the window and she sees that Lizzie is, if you were a mother, let's think about it from Carol's perspective. If I look outside the window and I see that my kid is being chased by something, I'm immediately going to take a defensive, position, and I'm going to run out there and I'm going to try to defend or, rectify the situation to where I'm going to side with my kid always, you know what I'm saying? So she, Carol runs out there, she darts out the house, man, the tea is still on, and you hear Lizzie, she's just laughing, haha, come get me, haha, yeah, come on, yeah, come on, cutie, yeah. She's doing all that stuff, all the fun stuff, and Carol comes out there, get away from her, ah. And then she's like, Carol, no, it's okay, she's my friend, and then, Carol, we're talking about Carol who sets people on fire. Yeah, Carol, she pushes Lizzie to the floor, man, and she grabs that walker, man, and destroys it instantly. And then Lizzie, she goes nuts. She's like, you killed her! You killed her! You killed her! She was my friend! What if I killed you? What if I killed you? And then she, just real crazy, insane type voice, man, and really high. What if I killed you? What if I killed you? I should kill you, and then Carol sit on the floor. She said, no, it's okay. It's okay, Lizzie. I don't want you to chop me in my face. I don't want you to shoot my brains out, because the kids have weapons. You know what I'm saying? The kids are armed and dangerous at all times, and she finally calms her down. And then, once she calms her down and, Tyreese, he comes out there, and so does Mica, they decide to go look for some supplies because they're thinking about staying in the area a little bit longer, maybe even indefinitely. And then, that's when Mica kind of explains to Carol about Lizzie. And then they go over to this house. And this is like, once Carol stopped Lizzie from playing with that walker, everything from then on, I think that was the snapping point in her mind, because she's like something about my head. She kind of I think something snapped inside of her mind, and that's when she went to the killer, like the psychopath. You know what I'm saying? That's when she I don't know, pulled a Hannibal Lecter, and they go over to this house. They're looking for supplies. Carol and Tyreese, they say, stay here. Lizzie, Mica, you have the gun, protect your sister and protect Judith. We'll be inside. Don't come inside no matter what you hear. And then all of a sudden, there's this walker, old walker, man, comes head first out of this house over the railing towards Lizzie and Judith. And when I say head first, seriously, I don't know who the stuntman is, but that probably hurt his neck. I'm not going to lie, B. That was... That's pretty crazy. He came straight head first, hit his head on the floor. I mean, it's a real dude. We're just talking about a dude in makeup, And I felt sorry for him. I was like, wow. But he kept acting. He kept coming forward. They didn't cut the scene or nothing. They kept coming forward. And then Mica, she kind of hesitated again, because her viewpoint is that I don't have to kill. I can run. I don't have to change who I am. And I was like, wow, she's like 9, 7, 3. I don't know, she's tiny, so maybe she's like 10 years old, 9 years old, and she has this wisdom that for some reason, Carol and Tyreese and all the rest of them don't, man. I mean, here's my thing, man. I wouldn't just go around, killing walkers, man. I agree with that. You kill when you have to. You don't kill just because. You don't kill because, I heard some people coughing, and, well, you know what, that cough might just lead to people dying because, this guy over here happened to him. No. You wait and then... protect yourself always, just like, Floyd Mayweather says, protect yourself at all times. I mean, you're in the ring, when you're in the post-apocalyptic, Walking Dead universe, you're supposed to protect yourself at all times, man. You should never be lackadaisical, man, and sit up in there, eating, pecans and not protecting your house, man. But whatever, man. Whatever, man. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just kind of frustrated, man. But let me go back. Mica, she finally decides to pull the trigger, man. I don't know. It's like they were a couple of seconds of being away from eating Lizzie's leg, And Lizzie wasn't even moving, man, to be honest. She had baby Judith in her arms, and she wasn't even moving. That walker was crawling towards her, but then Mica saved her life. But check this out. Before Mica pulled the trigger, Lizzie screams out, "No, it's okay." You know, like, she's defending the walker. She's defending the walker. And Mica's like, she just blows the walker's brain out. Like, no, crazy, you know? And then, you know, comes back out there. Carol and Tyreese come back out there. But Lizzie, man, she's just crying, man. She's crying hysterically. She doesn't understand. And then she says this quote, man. "Sometimes I don't understand, but I'm trying to, ma'am. I am." And I think at that moment too, man, I was like, you know, as an adult, man, you know, pick up on those. That's what a crazy person, a killer would say. I don't understand, you know, I don't understand my actions, but I think I'm trying to now, you know. I am trying. I'm trying to understand them. And, you know, if you read into that sentence, man, it says, yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to understand that I'm going to be a killer. I'm going to murder somebody soon. So you better get the guns and weapons away from me because I'm going to kill someone. Now, check this out, man. Earlier on in the episode, Tyreese passes the baby Judith over to, I believe, Mica. Yeah, I believe Mica. And then he starts walking down the train tracks. They see this walker. And Lizzie, he passes the baby Judith to Lizzie, starts walking down the train tracks towards this walker. The walker falls into a hole inside of the train tracks, so the walker's leg is actually inside of a hole, and he's stuck on the train tracks. For some reason, he can't get back out, obviously because the walker doesn't know how to get his leg out. That's usually what happens to them. Well, Tyreese is about to, you know, he pulls out his hammer, is about to do hammer time on this walker's face, you know, beat his brains in. And then Lizzie says something about sometimes you don't have to. Or excuse me, that was probably Mica. I'm sorry, guys. She says sometimes you don't have to. And then she walks away, you know, with Tyreese, and that walker's still there at the end. And I'm trying to think of some other cool things to talk about in the episode, man. Oh, yeah. Duh, man. The big thing to kind of close up the storyline. And please forgive me, man, because this podcast is just all over the place, man. I'm just so frustrated. The big thing that got closed up tonight and got dealt with was we found out that Lizzie was the one that fed the rats to the walkers inside of the prison and pretty much just shut down the prison, got everybody killed, got Herschel killed, got everything that happened is because of Lizzie. It's not because of... whoa, check this out. It's not because of Bob. Yeah. Think about that for a second. Yep. Not because the town drunk. Yeah. It was Lizzie, man. She was feeding the rats to the walkers, making them friends and thinking that she can kind of get into their head and, I don't know, kind of maybe trick them into... Or not even really trick them in her mind. It was just feeding them, you know, being friends with them. And, you find that out, man. You find that out, and Tyreese, the way that he finds out is that after Lizzie kills Mica, Tyreese brings Lizzie into her room and cleans out a room and clears out a room so she doesn't have anything that she can harm herself with. And he asks her, you know, did you kill my girlfriend or whatever? And then, you know, she confesses, and she didn't believe anything that she was doing was wrong. And then Carol, she decides to, the only option is to I leave with Lizzie, you know, because she can't be around with people. And she asks Tyreese about this, you know, and Tyreese says, no, I don't want that to happen. Well, you start seeing, man, Carol, man, she picks up her belongings, man. She goes and she gets Lizzie, and they walk outside. They start walking towards somewhere. And I thought that they were leaving, man. I was like, oh my gosh, this has really happened. So, you know, we get Carol back just to, you know, get her, you know, taken away from us again. I was like, what is going on? What the hell? And then all of a sudden, man, Carol tells her, Carol says out loud, she says, this seems like a good spot. I'm like, a good spot for what? You know, what's what's going on right now? Well, she she says this, man, and then, Lizzie's walking next to her, and she's like, you're not saying nothing to me. What did I do wrong? You're mad at me. You're mad at me. And all of a sudden, you don't know what to really think because, Lizzie's a kid still. It's still a kid. You don't want a kid to die, just like you didn't want Mica to die. You don't want kids to die in shows, man. That's just sick. And then all of a sudden, man, Carol, after she says, that's okay, just keep looking at the flowers, kind of calms her down and uses her calming mechanism, she pulls out her pistol and blows her brains out. I don't even know what to say, man. I'll be 100% real with you, man. I don't know what to say about that, but she's dead, man. And then Carol, man, she confesses to Tyreese, but Tyreese sees the death of Lizzie. He sees it as watching through the window because he's taking care of Judith, and he sees the emotion going on with Carol, man. And so whenever she confesses her sins or whatever, Tyreese forgives her, but he says, you got to live with that. I got to live with that. And he said, I can see that you're living with it every day, and so do I. And he forgives her, man. He says, I forgive you. And they close that chapter to their life, and they leave that house after they bury, Mica and Lizzie. And then they take off walking on the road, and that's it, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It sucks, man. That's all I can say, man. It sucks. It just absolutely sucks, man. But yeah, next week looks amazing, man. There's only 2 episodes. Man, that's crazy. Only 2 episodes left, man. The end is absolutely near, ladies and gentlemen, man. If you are a fan of The Walking Dead, you gotta love tonight's episode as far as the walkers, man, with the barbecue walkers. They had this plane crash that was seen inside of the distance up in the sky, man. Carol noticed it, and they started, I guess, smelling something, and then they looked up in the sky, and there's this huge, fireball of smoke, man. It's huge pillar of smoke, man, going up in the sky, man. And all of a sudden they see these walkers. They come out, these barbecue walkers, and those barbecue walkers almost killed Lizzie and Mica, but Carol and Tyreese had saved them earlier on that episode. But we don't really know what's going on with that, but we do know that maybe next week we'll find out something about it. Next week's episode has Daryl, has Glenn, has Rick, from what I can see. And I think I've seen Sasha, and I think I've seen Maggie. But we'll have to just wait to find out, man. I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff that has to be answered now, man. Where's Beth? Rick, Michonne, and Carl, are they going to meet up, eventually with Bob, Sasha, and Maggie? And then is Maggie and Glenn going to be reunited? Is Daryl going to, be able to escape these guys that are beating the crap out of him, trying to indoctrinate him inside of this cult? I don't know, man. I'm done talking about The Walking Dead for tonight, though. That's too much, man. I'll have to recharge and do it next week, or maybe on Saturday or something, man. Thanks again for listening, guys. Hopefully you didn't listen, and I'm out of here. Whatever. This sucks.